Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to another video on the channel. It's Nadeem here, and yeah, it's been quite a while since my last video, but we're back today in Group 3 machinery at Red Bull Ring at the latest Daily Race B. I think Daily Race B is probably going to be a bit more popular than Daily Race C. It's just a bit of a unique one, the tuning race at Scuba, so I think this is going to be quite a popular one. But today I'm just going to be taking you guys through a lap guide for the new daily race, just to give you an idea on how to make the most of the track and to get as much lap time as possible. So currently time of 1:28.928, which I believe at time of recording is first in SA, which I don't expect to really last. And there's a lot of quick guys still to come and still to like put in proper laps. So you can see there on the right, the DNR guy is always up there. So definitely expect three DNR guys there to come back. And I know with Nations Cup starting, a lot of guys focusing on that for a while. So I'm sure we'll see faster times coming through. But yeah, let's get into the lap. So starting at the lap, I think key with this one is to make the most of track without going over obvious track limits. So starting off the first corner. So you want to be revving the car all the way out. You don't really want to rev it too far out. Just get to the red bar. So coming up to the first corner, you'll basically using the 100-meter mark as your braking marker. I use this white mark here as a guide for me, just before the 100-meter board, and then try to trail brake your way into the corner. So there you see, I'm basically on the brakes as you come. Make sure you use them all the track as possible. You can see I'm towards the left there. You can even go further, to be honest, as long as you have two of your tires on the curb, you should be okay. Then coming into this corner, you want to make sure you have a late turning for this one to open up the angle as much as possible, because track limits is an issue on the exit. So you can make use of this curb as much as possible, but do be aware this curb can unsettle the car, and yeah, it can take you a bit wide. So you really need to be careful this one. See, as you come here, you can see I'm a little bit on throttle there. So just going on throttle helps a little bit just to stabilize the car, and then you'll be able to go and throttle a lot quicker and smoother down the straight. So you can see just a small little blip of the throttle to help with stability, and then you can go flat out all the way. So I'm taking in third gear, switching them over the bump. Try to make use of the track limits. Make sure you keep two wheels again on the curb, because that's the track limits. Then you're gonna rev him out, prepping for the apron, which is quite a tricky corner. So once again, you're gonna use the 100-meter mark as a board. I'm braking like just before the 100-meter board, and then once again late turning to try and make sure that you get the best rotation and the best exit on the way out. So you see going down all the way to first gear, turning it properly. You see there I'm just using a little half a throttle just to help get a bit extra rotation, and as soon as I can get the car straightened up, then you're back on full throttle. As you can see there, try to straighten up as much as possible so I can go back on full throttle. So you can use it half throttle just to rotate him a bit more. Trail braking, very important to get that done in that one. Next one, once again, common theme, 100-meter board. I'm braking just before the 100-meter board again. I think for this corner, trail braking a bit earlier worked a bit better than trying to just outright brake as late as possible. So maybe if you're struggling to get the turn in for this corner, maybe brake a bit early and just work on your trail braking. Try and open up the angle as much as possible. I did end up going into first gear. It helps me with the rotation, so I'm going to second. So I go a bit wide there and compromise my exit, but I exit the corner in third gear just to help with the throttle. Next corner, we're using the 50-meter board. Once again, going quite far to the right. And you're gonna. This is a bit of a tricky one because you kind of want to be half braking throughout this corner. So once again, don't try and brake too late in this corner. Maybe brake a bit early and be half brakes and try and keep it tight to the apex on the left. You see, I'm trying here. I did go a bit tighter than ideal, but it's more or less what to do. Maybe take it a bit wider when it I did there, and then I short shift up to fourth gear to help the exit. So you can see fourth gear, once again, make use of the track. You can make use of all the space here, so you can basically have two tires all the way up on this curve here. So make use of full of that. And then coming the next corner, you basically use this at the end of this where the curb ends, you're going to shift down and turn almost kind of immediately. So you're going to brake and shift into third and brake a bit more than you anticipate to, just to get a nice turn in. And then I shift up into fourth. So you see they brake third, shift up as the curb starts, and then all the way you can once again make use of the full track limits. As long as you're keeping 2 tires on this curb, you should be good on track limits. They come at the final 2 corners, very easy to invalidate and trying to go over the bumper. So once again, going all the way to the left, I'm actually using in between the 100 and the 50. You can kind of use this little gauge here as a brake marker brake just before that. And then, so you're going to shift down to third gear. You can make use of this curve as much as you can. You can actually cut this even more. You can go within the white lines. Once again, the curbs defines track limit. So as long as you're on the 2 curbs, you're good on track limit. So make sure you're abusing that. And early on throttle, stay wide again. And then I'll just use the end of this little red markers here on the left. So just before this, that's where you're going to go on your brake. Down to third gear. You're going to make sure you're taking this basically beyond the curve as much as possible. You can use the curve beyond on the right, try and cut it even more, but it can unsettle your car. So just be careful as you're doing it. You might need to just lift off slightly on that one. But then, yeah, I'm sure you're in the fourth gear once again, going all the way out on the left to make use of the track limits. And yeah, that's the lap 1:28.9. Quite a decent lap. Definitely more time in the lap for sure, but yeah, for now that will do. So just taking you guys through a full lap without any interruption. So revving it all up, staying in fifth, going up to the first corner. You want to go to the left just before the 100-meter mark. Going up to second, slight tap on the throttle to get that stability. Make sure you're staying within the track limit by staying on the curb. Then you're revving it out, prepping up for the 3K input. So make sure you want to move yourself all the way to the left. Just before the 100-meter board, you know, turn the first gear trail, but try and get that apex. Off throttle, get a bit of turn in, and try and straighten up as quickly as you can. And then you're revving it back out. So remember to rev all the way to the red line. Don't need to rev too far out, because that's kind of the optimal range. Once again, moving to the left and looking for the 100-meter board. Down to first gear for me. Missing it slightly, but getting decent turn in, getting decent speed, but short shifting up to third gear. Had a bit of a wobble there, but kept that up decently. Looking for the 50-meter board, going down to second, keeping it tight here, and then going up to fourth gear. Staying wide once again, waiting for the end of that curve there. Clear down to third, and then back up to fourth, making full use of the track limits. And then coming up to the final 2 corners. And make sure you don't invalidate, think your hard's pounding, but you have you on the mid lap. Cutting that as much as you can, try and stay on the right to the red mark to end there. Try and cut that without hitting the curbs, back up to fourth gear. And then revving it up for a lap around the headboard in daily race B. So, yeah. So that's a lap of Red Bulling. Hope it does help. A couple of tips to help you guys improve. Just trying to figure out where the track limits are and where you can push and where you can abuse track limits. Bit of the tips that you can use to manipulate the gears to get extra rotation and stability. So yeah, hope this video helps, and then yeah, I'll be sure to see you guys soon again. Thanks everyone for watching. Till the next video. Cheers everyone. Bye.